Can you hear me now?
Cool. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Perfect. Good stuff.
How are you doing?
By the way, my name is Yao, and what's your name, please?
My name is Shanawaz.
Shanovas.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I think this is mine. Let's get started. Oh, regular expression. Oh man, this is hard, right?
Okay, this is the first time.
Oh,
It is hard, yeah.
uh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I can solve it, but I will try anyway. Honestly, well, let me try first, and then I'll tell you why later.
Have you seen this question before?
I actually saw it just tonight,
Okay.
and couldn't solve it. So anyway, I will try, but I don't think I can solve it within the next 30 minutes. So but I will try to see. At
So
least I can come up with something.
should I give you
What was
another
that?
question?
No, no, it's fine. No, it's fine.
Okay.
Let's stick
Okay.
with it. Yeah, let's stick with it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna pretend I haven't never seen this before. Basic regex parser. So okay, it's matched. Okay. Okay. And so I have a star. I have an asterisk. Function receive two strings and text and pattern, and so we return true if the text matches the pattern as a regular expression. For simplicity, okay. The actual, okay. Do not, okay. Okay. Yeah, so basically my takeaway is the dot can be anything, right? And
Yes.
then the asterisk mm, is something can be repeated, right? So, okay. So A and A, just the first example is false because there's no matching. Second example is true because there is a matching. And A, B, and C matches. Okay, A dot C dot can be anything. That's why it's true. A B A triple B. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so the third example because the B can repeat 3 times. That's why it's a true. The last one A C and D. Um. Do, 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 do. Okay, so I think the reason why the last one is true because the first letter matches the next the pattern, the first
Mm-hmm.
letter, and also the second letter is a B with a star. So there's no occurrence of B, which is fine. And then
Mm-hmm.
the next one is C. C is exactly matching the third character. And then last one is D. D can be anything. In this case, it's going to be D, right? So as in dog. So
Right.
okay, okay. Well, honestly, again, I think the best thing I can do, I can come up with like a brute force solution. Um,
Okay.
I know this. I know this is gonna be a dynamic programming problem.
No, no, just solve it
um,
using brute force, then we can see how we can proceed from there.
perfect. Thank you. Let me see if I can do with it. So, so this is brute force. I'm gonna do like a recursion. Um, but before I code it up, right, I'm gonna talk with you first. So maybe a couple of things, right? So let's say let's have an example, right? Uh, if I have your permission, I'm gonna start the co-op. Until then, I'm gonna keep talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say, it's a text, right? So what I'm gonna do is to first thing is to so let's say could be a base case where the pattern is empty, right? If the pattern is empty, uh, there are a few base case in my mind, right? So it could be case one. Case one would be the text the text is equal to the empty string, the pattern, it is something. Let's say if there's exactly this thing. In that case, what do we want to return? We want to return false. I think it's false. Do you agree?
Yes.
So that's one corner case. Second corner case would be the text. There's something in the text, and also the pattern is empty. In that case, yeah, it is also false, right? So it's not matched. And another case, this case number 2, case
So
number 3 would be,
these cases are not exhaustive. Like if I give you, can I write one line over here?
yeah, please.
So when text is equals to nothing and pattern is equals to B star, then this is true.
Yeah, so this would be true. Oh, okay. So, yeah, okay. So, okay, that's a very good observation and hint. Okay, good. So this is not necessary. This is not general. It's not general. How can I say? So,
This will be true.
yeah, in this case, exactly, it's gonna be true. Exactly that. And case number 2 of the text. So in this case, it's gonna be false. And in this case, A, C, and D, and there's no pattern match against, it's gonna be false as well. So case number 4, it's gonna be the text is equal to the empty string, pattern is also on is empty string. So in this case, it's gonna be true, right? So
Case 2 and case 3 are same.
Yeah, you're right. So it's gonna be like this. Only 3 corner cases. One of them is empty, or both of them is empty. Good. I think the solution that is in my mind would be recursively call a function. So if let's say if the pattern looks like this. So let's say it's it's longer than 1. It's longer than 2. So let's just say A and star, and there's some garbage at the end, right? So some garbage at the end. So and the text, either text equal to an A or A something, and also some garbage at the end. In that case, we can knock off one A at a time, and then recursively call the function, and then to shift the text one letter at a time until at the end where it might match or may not match, right? So that would be one case. So to knock off one letter at a time would be, we can do like a recursively call function. So that's one scenario I was thinking of. And the second scenario would be yeah. So second scenario would be something looks like this. So still the same pattern. The text would be it's not going to be A. It's going to be B something or some other stuff at the end. So in this case, it's still okay because we can like has a occurrence of the A just 0, right? So and then we can still shift the window. We can still shift the window. So so this will be still. So this is okay still, and then we can recursively call the function. So this will be still okay as well. And Also, there will be a base case where a pattern equal to I think, or a dot, right? A dot. So the t could be anything in that case, right? So in that case, it's also okay. Or by okay I mean the first letter is okay, so I can shift the thing one at a time and then lock it off. So that's what I mean by okay. And also it could be case where it is a, but followed by something that's not an asterisk. In that case, if the text is also a, and other stuff like I don't know, let's say something like probably that's not the best. So some other, let's say some other stuff. So this is still okay. I can still recursively call the function, right? Yeah, this is something I was thinking. So maybe we can recursively call the function and then shift the one letter at a time for the t until the exit condition will be the pointer will be at the end, right? So we are done.
So can you write down the exit criteria over here?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good question. Hmm. Exit. So when can I exit? So um. Well, I think um. When can I exit? I'm locking off one letter at a time for the T, but when can I exit?
Let's go case by case.
Okay, so in this, I mean for the case number one, right over here, line 16 and line 17, and let's say if at the end what we got is going to be BBB, and
Maybe
this is
just copy
also
that.
BB. What was that?
Just copy that to the exit criteria. I mean, otherwise you will forget.
Yeah, good idea. So let's say if the guy pattern is B, yeah, PPP is fine. And then the last one is PPP, and then
Mm-hmm.
this will be. I mean, when I hit this criteria, right? If that exactly matching that, so that will be exit. So I think the exit condition will be the text exactly matching up the pattern, right? When I
Yeah,
shift
that
one
is
let
true. So what I'm saying is like you uh, said the approach like it's like a pointer, right? So there will be one pointer for the pattern and one pointer for the text, right?
mhm.
So give me the exit criteria based on the pointers. I know that this is fine, but this is holistically. But how would you solve this using a pointer based method?
I think the pointer will be
So let's suppose your text is something like blah blah blah, then B, and your pattern is something 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 star. What would you do?
right.
Let's suppose your one pointer is at the end of this text and another pointer is over here, since you're talking about the pointers, right?
Okay, let me. I'm just trying to understand this. So, okay, the pattern is that is SSS and star, and then
So
the text is yeah.
yeah, so assume that these have been matched. This fine. This four, uh, these four characters and these four characters matched. Let's suppose.
Okay.
Let me do it like this. So
Mm-hmm.
A, or maybe just B, 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 and this is like B, 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 B.
Okay. So you mean okay. So the first four beats has been matched. You mean and
Yeah.
okay now okay I get what you're saying now. So so the exit condition I think would be, let's say in that case when we shift to the end and we have only one single letter at the end for the
Mm-hmm.
text, and
Mm-hmm.
if that matches with this guy over here, we are fine.
Only if there's an asterisk, then you can
Only there
match.
is asterisk, or there or could be there is a star, a dot.
Dot, right?
Yeah, or so yeah. So there are three conditions. That's three. I think the three exit door. I would probably say exit whatever it's called. Um, B asterisk and or I could say or a dot or exactly the same letter. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, maybe. Yeah. So this is yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
So this is the exit criteria, but there are some other exit criteria also.
There are some other exit criteria also. Well, it could be case where it's not matching, right?
Yeah, true. That you have already considered. What about like if the pointer have reached the pattern end, but text is still remaining? So let's suppose and pattern is something like this, and you are over here, and pattern you have reached the end, but this is not star or dot.
Okay,
Th-
that means this is something else, right?
yeah, so there are remaining number of characters in the text. So for example, like if you
Mm-hmm.
say ABC, uh, D, and over here you just say ABCD. I'm taking a very simple example,
Right.
something like this.
Okay.
So until here you are fine, but pattern doesn't contain anything beyond D, but TX text contains some additional characters.
Okay. Yeah. In that case, well, yeah, it's not matched, right?
Yeah.
I think. Okay. So you
So
talk
I'm
about if.
saying like this is like additional criteria.
Okay. So to generalize your this observation, so basically, what can conclude for this exit condition would be if there is no no star and no asterisk,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can well we can directly compare them directly. I think okay. If that's not, I mean, yeah, it's not exactly the same. We are done. We can call it a day.
Yeah. Oh, and what about other way around? Like pattern characters are remaining, but txt, you have exhausted the txt characters.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same,
In that
right?
case you
It's
do not
gonna be
have to in that case you do not have to check the pattern character.
so if the other way around, you mean it's gonna be looks like the the pattern is looks like this, and then the text is shorter, right?
Yes, yes.
In that case, well, yeah, I mean these two cases the same, right? They are not matched basically.
Yeah, not
Am I
matched,
right?
but when you're writing the code, there will be two different criteria. In the first one, you will be checking for the length of the pattern, but for the second one, the last one, you will be checking the length of the pat, uh, the length of the text, because you would be reaching the end of the pointer at over here. So if you compare the pointer with the length of the pointer pointer itself, so it is satisfying. But with this pointer, the length of the text is getting matched totally. So that would be another criteria.
Okay, okay. So we reach to the at the end of the text, but there are still remaining letters in the pattern. And okay,
Yes.
that's another action. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of edge cases. I got like 6 minutes left. Can I do some coding? You think so?
Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
Yeah. Probably I don't think I can get very far, but I'm
It's
gonna
fine, it's
try.
fine.
Okay. I'm gonna say I'm gonna recursively call this guy. So I'm gonna click go to rec, and what I'm given is gonna be a text and pattern, which I'm gonna shift one letter at a time. So recursion, first thing is exactly what I just discussed, exit condition. So so if I think I'm gonna cover some corner case at the beginning first. Um, so if the text, let's say no, not text and not pattern, I'm gonna return a true. That's exactly this guy that we talked about. That's the easiest. I'm gonna grab this easiest guy, and also in the other case, if text and not pattern, and also in that case, I'm gonna return the false. Grab the easiest point first. So it's gonna be case number 2 that we talked about, and then now I'm gonna worry about the other case. Yeah. So okay. Recursion. So now we can talk about some exit criteria. So if if the text given is exactly matching up the pattern, and then we can return a true. And so that's which case? So that's gonna be I don't know which case.
What is TNP?
Oh, text and pattern.
Okay. Whole text.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This is just shorthand. this function I'm gonna recursively call at the end. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna return the rec at the text and pattern. Yeah, so this is what I'm gonna call it. So if the text is exactly matching up the pattern, I'm gonna return the true. So the next thing I'm gonna do is to well, okay, and also there's a other asset condition that we talked about, right? So um, well, I think the thing that we talked about still applies. So if not, so if this thing still apply, I think this is some condition we talked about. If the no text and no pattern, we return the true. And also in here, if there's something in the text, yeah, probably the pattern will with the pattern this. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, the pattern might exhausted at the end as well. So because we are shifting the character one at a time. So a few things that I'm gonna check. Uh, uh, maybe I'm gonna call it first match or something. First match is equal to the first letter and compare that with the first pattern. Yeah. So okay. So let me think. So yeah, if the first letter in the pattern that is exactly the same as the first letter of the text, or is a dot. So we matched for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna call it first matched. And also let me think. So if um, okay, so if they matched, I can what I can do is I can shift the letter. So I'm gonna recursively call the guy rec, and what I'm gonna call it is gonna be the text because it's matched for the first letter. I can shift it by one. Yeah, starting from one to the end, and then the pattern is also the same.
Are you sure?
I was sure, but after you asked me the question, I'm not sure anymore. You know what? I'm
No.
already half an
So
hour. Yeah.
no, it's
Mm.
simple. So you missed one condition. Like let's suppose pattern. The second character in the pattern is a star.
Second, what? Which one?
The assume that the second character in the pattern is a star. Then you cannot do this, right?
Yeah, yeah. So this is just another case I was gonna discuss as well. I mean, in the code. Yeah, in a case where if the length is greater than two, and also the second character is a star,
Right.
and
Then what would you do? Okay,
uh,
forget about the code. Let's discuss. So if the remaining length of the pattern is more than equal to 2 and the second character is a star, what would you do? Semi verbally.
Well, okay, so if so you're talking about something like this, right? So let's say A and the second letter is a star, and then there's something at the end, right?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. I mean, in this case, we can. I mean, either the text is equal to something has A, or
Mm-hmm.
something doesn't, or does something doesn't have A. In either case will be okay, right? Let's say B B B B B. In either case will be fine because
No,
in the
for
first
this
case,
for this particular case, it will not enter if first match, right?
no, correct. Uh-huh.
So let's talk about line number 24 and 25. So let's suppose you are over here and here. Okay, so it is matching, so it get inside if first match. Now what would you do?
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is just shift this guy to one,
Okay,
and then I still shift it because still matching
step by
until
step,
I'm not matching.
step by step. So you move it by one. What about
Right.
this one?
Well, that one looks still okay.
So you won't move the pointer for the pattern.
Not yet. I don't think so because the next one's still matching against it, right?
So that becomes a condition, additional condition, right?
Yeah.
So only if there is another A, you would be over here. You won't move the pointer. If there was something else like B, C, then you would move this particular pointer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
there are two paths, and that is why this is a dynamic programming problem. There are multiple branches, and you have to satisfy at least in one of the leaf node, and you keep on doing or at each junctions, and you come up to the root node. And if doing this or becomes true at the root node, then you would say this is matching, otherwise it is not matching. So over here there would be two paths. You won't check, you do not have to check what is the next character for the text. What would you do? You would do like this. So something like res is equals to, so you will assume, okay, if if p of 1 is equal to asterisk, then there are two options. One is either to increase the pointer for the text by 1 and increase the pointer of pattern by 2, because there is no point going to asterisk, right? Because you won't be able to directly compare it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or rec of p1 this and keep p as it is, do not change this, so the pointer
Yeah.
still remains same. Got it? And
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
are
Yeah. Yeah.
some additional set of conditioning. And after that, what would you do? Since you already know the recursion, that is a good part. So at the end, I will just write LRU cache with none, and this will make it dynamic program. Do you know
Yeah.
this
Good.
particular command?
Yeah. I just knew it yesterday. Interesting.
Okay. So
And you know what?
if you know recursion, getting into dynamic programming is very easy. It is just one line. But
Hey.
only thing you have to consider is what would be the uh, what would be the variables you would be using over here? Because this caching mechanism will take memory, right? You do not want to take too much of memory also, so you have to strategically choose the parameters. So in this case over here is one dimensional t and one dimensional p, so you can solve this in a memory of n square.
Yeah. So my question is, are we allowed to use the
Yeah, yeah,
FIU cache like this?
yeah, it is fine. Or simply you, what you can do is just use cache is equals to some
Yeah, maybe dictionary or something. Yeah, yeah, a set.
node set, and keep on adding
And
this pair wise thing into that.
yeah, and then
And
yeah,
whenever you
maybe use.
see, if, sorry, I'm just trying to say, if this in cache, so maybe you can just use the dictionary itself. So if this is in cache, then just return cache of TP. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, it's funny. And when I came across this problem for the first time tonight, I was like, this is too hard. I will never gonna come across the ever in my lifetime. So I'm gonna give up. So and then now I'm seeing you and I seeing this problem.
Tricky thing is recursion. If you understand recursion, you can solve all the dynamic programming problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it. Yeah, yeah.
But
Okay.
this was
I
a
think.
very good
Mm,
effort, and you were in the right direction. Just that you are not able to complete the code. But given this particular problem is hard, so I will give you a pass. It's fine.
really,
Yeah.
that's really surprised me. I wouldn't even pass myself. Thank you.
Yeah, you
And
covered all the edge cases and stuff, so I understand. Like this is fine with me. It's just about writing the
okay,
code is fine. And
thank you.
mostly like people do not ask hard questions in interviews, very
Okay.
rarely.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully not to me. And
Yeah,
at the end, I'm gonna share with you my interview experience with Google. Well, I'm gonna share with you after we finish this session. Now, this
sure, sure, sure,
another funny story. Yeah, let's swap the role and then and have you to solve that question.
sure. Okay, let me read the question. If I have any question, I will ask you. Given an
Yeah,
array of
I'm gonna quickly jump to washroom and come back to you.
sure, sure, sure.
Yeah, thank you. I'll be back.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So,
sorry, Yao is back online.
so let's suppose this is the string, and this is the array of unique characters.
Okay.
Now, like for this particular case, it is saying the output is zyx, which is like from, no, sorry, from here to the end. Okay, and this is the
Yeah.
smallest one. That is the reason why we will choose zyx. But how to approach this? Okay, since we are talking
Mm-hmm.
about the shortest unique substring, it looks like a two-pointer problem wherein we will start with the first character itself and okay, and this is unique characters. Okay, got it. So let me take corresponding. So so right now it is just x which is present in the array itself, so this is fine. I will just increase the second pointer to the next character. This is y, which is also present in the array, and the next, so I will keep on doing this. So this one is also present, y is also present, so I will move this over here, z. Now z is also present, but we do not have to move this forward because all of the uh, characters have been exhausted in the array. So I will stop it here. So the first criteria would be if all the characters within first and second pointer are present in array, then this is one of the solution. And in this particular case, what I would do is I have to move the first pointer, but I won't move that to z, but instead I will just increase it by 1. And then I would say, okay, uh, now we can continue with the second pointer, and we will check like since all the characters within first and last pointer is not present in the array, then I will move the second pointer to the next one. Then also it is not satisfying because the remaining is character is just x. So we keep on doing this until we reach over here, and this is also one of the solution, but we will not record it because that is more than what we have got in our first solution, the lengthwise. So the next approach would be, since we cannot move a pointer to any further, we will just move first pointer by 1. So this is also one of the solution, but this won't be like, or won't try to uh, change the actual result because the first solution which we have is the optimal as of now. Then we move the first pointer to the z. Again, same thing will happen. Sure, it is matching, to our case, but it is not satisfying the criteria that it is smaller than to the y. Okay, this could be one of the solution, but we already have the length of 4, so we wouldn't consider this. And then again we move to z. In this particular case, this is one of the solution, and we will record the new length of 3 as the smallest one. Now we won't move the pointer again, because the distance between the first and the last pointer should be uh, less than equals to the length of the array itself, and we would stop it the code over here. But the question is, like, if I have to check, so this particular statement which I have said, the brute force way of doing this is n each time, linearly checking. So essentially, in the worst case scenario, the whole code will become n square. So this would be one of the problem, because I'm currently thinking of solving it in linear time. So just give me a second to
Hold
understand,
hold
like,
on. Can you
yeah.
the brute force approach is n square or n cube?
uh,
Is n square generating all the substrings, and then within all the substring you have to compare as
no,
well.
no, no, we are not doing, we are not trying to find all the substring, we are moving the pointers.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, talk about the brute force. I know that you actually already get the best one, but I want to circle back. You are too fast, young man. So I want to.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
In the
eh,
worst case scenario, the brute force one is, of course, n cube. Sorry, it would be actually not even n cube. It would become like 2 to power n,
two to
because you want to find all the subset, right? No, 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 no. Because we know the length of the array, so we have to find out all the subset of minimum of length equal to length of the array.
yeah. So basically, you need two for loops to find all the substrings, and then for each of the substring, you do comparison.
Yeah, that is one of the solution, which is like
Mm.
n cube. But I was talking about even more, like finding out all these subsets.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
understand
yeah,
your
yeah,
two
you're right,
pointer.
you're right, n cube, that would be n
Mm,
cube, right?
yeah. I do like your two pointers approach and this sliding window. This is exactly what we're going with. I think I really like it. And also, before you code, can you analyze the time complexity for your two pointers approach?
For the two pointer approach, it is n square, as I've said, like, since we are moving the pointers, so we do not have to consider all the substring, and we will only consider when, uh, so there was the exit criteria, I said, right? Like, let's suppose this was over here, this was over here, so this was one of the solution,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yep.
in this particular case, we do not have to move, the second pointer to the next one. We have to first move the first pointer to this,
Right.
then start scrolling the second pointer. So
Mm-hmm.
essentially, when we do this kind of thing, we do not have to look for all the substring, and this will reduce the time complexity to n square and not n cube.
Okay. Mm, let's start to code up then, and then we can discuss along the way. I want to do some coding on this one.
Okay,
It's gonna take a while.
yeah, sure. So I have, so maybe I can just rename this because
Yeah, it's no good. Yeah, perfect.
so ptr1 at 0, ptr2 also at 0. Now what I would do is while ptr1 is less than len of string, because that would be the hard criteria. And now what we would do is, so I will check like if this particular substring, so there will be a function called check substring, and given a particular string and index 1 comma index 2, or maybe I could just pass on the new string and the array itself and just verify. So this would be really simple, like this what I could do is I can, if set of list of string is equal to set of err, then return true, else return false. Did you get this thing? Like first I'm trying to convert it to the array of characters and then converting it to the set, and since set will not contain duplicate characters, and then we can directly match it with the set of ARR. Are you okay
Well,
with this?
uh, yeah, well, it could be. The problem is this function. I do like the approach that you have a helper function, but the thing is, could be one of the input that has more characters than the other one, but that's still it's still a substring.
Can you give me an example, like what are you saying?
So uh, let's say one is a b. Oops, I'm gonna write at the top. So one is a b c and d, and let's say
Hmm.
d d d or whatever.
Hmm.
The other one is a b and d,
Yeah,
right? And they are not equal because they have like one of has a c inside, another one does not have c.
yeah. So if you convert it to list and then set, the set of this would be just uh, just
Okay,
a
yeah, it's
comma
a
b
b c and d. Okay.
c d, and this
Mm-hmm.
one would be a b and d, and they are not matching. Okay,
Okay, good. Yeah.
okay, yeah, got it. So I got your point. Yeah. So what would I do over here is, so these are matching, but there are extra characters in the string itself. So, and maybe I can put it in another variable. So set set string is equals to this thing, and let's suppose we are passing on this set itself. So the first thing would be, if this is like a base criteria, so if length of set a string is less than len of ARR, then return false, because in that case we won't be, there's no point checking. And the second thing is like okay, this won't work, there will be too much conditioning. Just give me a second, like I will come up with another approach.
Well, I mean, I want to help you out here. So, what actually are you trying to achieve in here? But I do like the idea that you're using a helper function. That's gonna definitely gonna help you a lot. But what kind of helper function that you want to implement in here?
So I'm just checking like whether this substring is having the characters present in the uh, array itself. So for doing that,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're certainly on a right direction. On the
yeah,
right
I
direction.
know, I know, but there will be too much of code over here. That's why I was thinking of the alternative. But
Yeah. I
let
think
me let me
I want
continue.
to help you out here. So, an easier way to think about this would be use um a dictionary. So
You mean a counter kind of thing?
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. You do need a counter, and then you compare the counter of the count.
Hmm.
That's exactly what you want. Make your life a lot easier than this.
Okay, then I wouldn't need this function, right? Because
Uh, it can still help. It can. I mean, it's up to you. I did use it. I mean, for myself, it helped me a lot. But not necessary. I mean, not a necessary.
mhm. Because as we are growing the substring, we do not have to keep checking all the characters. Like when we are just moving the pointer, we just have to add one to the counter or remove one from the counter, something like that.
E-
So
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah, so what I would do over here is counter is equals to default depth
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
character.
So you have your target counter, which is your string, right? And then you have the one that you is like a running total. You either add to it or you deduct from it, right? When you move the left and right pointer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You get exactly what I meant. So you're good.
Okay, so let me do this. So what I would do is I will make counter of a string ptr1 plus is equals to 1. Then there will be a helper function to just check the 26 characters, because it cannot be more than 26 character. So and it can be treated like a uh, O of one, uh, I mean O of one operation. So what would I do over here is, okay, so I increases the counter of this. Now I have to check the substring, but over here, what I would do is I will pass on the counter and the array, and for character in array, I will just, so I will, this would be like so I wanted to count like if all of them are present, then I would say, okay, this is matching, otherwise not. So this would be res is equal to 0, and sum of counter ch, this could be more than one also. So
Yeah, exactly.
So what I would do over here is
You would also want to do a counter for the array as well.
no, not
So
required
the
because this is unique characters in the array, so I do not have to.
oh, okay, yeah, that's easier than the one from Nico. Okay,
So this
there you
would
go.
be
This, yeah, you can do this. Yeah. Hmm.
one if this is more than equal to 1, else 0, this, and I will compare it with len of ARR.
Yeah, that's good. Hmm.
Now I would call this particular substring over here. So if substring, and this will become counter comma ARR. If this is true, then what I would do, then I would check like if this is the end of the string or not. So if ptr2 is less than len of the string minus 1, then I would increase the pointer 2 by plus is equals to 1. Otherwise I would not increase ptr2, and outside I will increase ptr1 by 1. Now if this is matching, what I could do is I will I will also have to keep record of the length. Sorry, I'm going out of the time. Can you give me another couple of minutes?
Yeah, for sure.
So uh, what I would do is res min val is equals to infinity, and over here I would say if ptr2 minus ptr1 plus 1 is less than min val, then min val is equals to this, and result is initially like nothing. So I would put res is equals to string from ptr1 to ptr2 plus 1, and at the end I will just return res. If in val is not equal to infinity, else if we do not found anything, then I will just return empty string. So let me check for any bugs over here. Okay, there would be another thing over here. So when we are increasing the pointer of ptr2, then also we have to increase this thing ptr2, and over here I will have to remove the frequency of the pointer 1. I mean, I have to do this, of course, before, and I have to do this. Then I don't think so. I have to do this. Maybe, I don't know. I think this is not required. Just give me a second. Okay, I won't need this over here. So essentially, I can work out with this just 0, and there will be a base condition like if length of string is equal to 0 and length of ARR equal to 0, then return true. Or maybe I can just split it. If length of string is 0 and this is 0, then return true, else return false, or if length of array is equal to 0, then this is a special case. Like if the length of the array is 0, then I can just return. Okay, so this won't be false. This will be this thing. And in this particular case, also like this would be return because we wanted the smallest substring. So I think I'm done. Yeah, sorry for taking a little more time.
No worries. I mean, well, first thing, this is not an easy problem. I couldn't solve it on my first try, and I struggled for 2 days actually. Um, for a two-pointer method, actually, my feedback to you is you done really well at the beginning about the sliding window. But if I was doing it again, I would probably try to talk about the brute force approach first, and then talk about the optimized solution that you have in your head after. Um, which actually is exactly what you need. But if also I would think about the time complexity. Is not necessary n square. I think you have been doing better than n square. You're actually doing
No,
it linear
the
time.
first solution which I gave you, that was n square, and this particular thing is n, O of n, and the
Yeah,
space complexity is also O of n.
exactly. Yeah, this is actually a linear time approach.
Yeah.
And the thing that I saw you struggle a little bit was actually you need because uh the thing is that's exactly what you was trying to do. Like you moving first the right pointer until a point where it captures all the sub letters that you need, right? So
Right.
so basically it looks like this, and then you move the right pointer until a point where it captures everything, and then you move the left one until it does not capture everything, and then you move the left again until it captures the whole thing, right? So basically you need two for loops, two while loops actually. In this condition, actually, it should be a while loop. Uh, and also, I was a bit confused about the pointer. Actually, the one that you want to move is the right pointer, right? So basically, your left and right at the beginning, the right, go until a point where you capture everything, and then you start moving the left one. So actually here, I would probably do a while loop as well. Also, the one that I want to move will be the right pointer first. And then inside, it will be the left pointer to move inside. Again, is this is a little hard problem. I struggle a lot to understand, and you definitely your sliding window. You know what? I'm gonna copy over to you that legal problem. I will highly suggest you. That one is kind of popular actually. It's called the least shortest. Let me give me one sec. Shortest substring. What was it? Shortest substring. Give me one sec. Give me one sec. I'll make a file for you. Give me one sec. Wait a minute. So where was it? So. Yeah, this guy. I think. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is actually harder than the one from Pramp. A little bit harder because it says that the letter in the array can be repeated.
I got what you're saying. Like, if I try to make this PTR two, and this would be like this, and this, and over here, this. If I make this a while loop checking, and inside
Yeah,
this, I control the PTR one. I am getting your point. Yeah.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
if I do
That's
not do the while loop inside, the time complexity will increase a bit. Yeah, you're right.
no, it still be linear time. It still be linear time.
No, no, if I do not do,
Oh, okay. If you do not do, okay. Yeah, this exactly. Yeah, this is exactly what you need. And then yeah, and then you have done well on the checking. Um, yeah, I must say, I mean, you have done. I would probably say like a 90% or 80%. This is again, this is not easy. I don't think a lot of a normal human being can solve it within like a 30 minutes with clean code. I'm not one of those people. I've seen people that can do it, but I'm not one of those.
neither me.
I actually I enjoy a lot when I see people struggle on this one. Because kind of I yeah, because when I tried for the first time, I was like banging my head against my keyboard. I was like, holy shit, it's not easy.
Yeah, this is tricky. I mean, it has to hit you. Like, I mean, the notion should be there in your head. Otherwise, coming up with the solution at the first attempt is it's yeah, it is real tricky.
Yeah, I mean for the group of people that I interview, very small amount of people can think about the word that you're looking for. Sliding window. They don't even know sliding window, like including myself. And then it was yeah.
No, that is very
Uh,
simple. Like, given a particular string of anything, if you want to find the smallest something, it will always has to be sliding window.
yeah, now I know. Yeah, now I now I know. And
I knew
based on
that.
what I'm seeing, based on what I'm seeing from Nico, this question actually asked by Facebook for 22 times and Amazon for about 11 times. So it does have some value. I that's why I spent like a 2 days to try to understand this, and I coded myself for like a 3 or 4 times, and now I fully understand this, so it's good. I'm gonna do the same thing for the one that we went through together, and the regex thing that I thought I would never come across ever in my life, but I could ask just right away. Anyway, so do you have do you have a spare few minutes to talk about? I mean, just casual talk. Just talk about my experience and also what I've come across with
Sure, sure.
Pram friends. Yeah, I can
Sure.
start first. Actually, I work in Canada. I so actually have I'm not preparing for any particular company yet because I can share with you my interview with Google actually. I passed the first round. I think now it's almost 3 months ago, and but I didn't pass the second round because I was not good enough to. I mean, I wasn't prepared. So the question I get asked was, they asked me to code up a very strange, code up a Python iterator object.
Okay.
Yeah, it was not okay for me. Yeah, maybe it's okay for you. And well, a few things. Well, it was a phone interview. So when the guy called in and then I was given a wrong link, so we were already 15 minutes late, and then and on top of that, I didn't know what it was iterator, and that was like really, that really kills me. And yeah, so I bombed it, and then I didn't hear anything back from the recruiter, and then reached out to the recruiter and said, hey, I didn't do well, hey, and then she said, yeah, you didn't do well, and then I was like, and then when can I come back to you again? And then she was like, yeah, you should probably go back to do some more coding and maybe come back to us in a year. So I was like, holy shit, that's really bad. I mean, I was getting, I think on my file I got like a strongly not hired. So and anyway, so that's that's my thing with Google. So that didn't went well, but now I know back and forth what is iterator and also generator. I learned it the hard way, so I keep telling my friends, also my yeah, all my friends, and also friends on Pramp, and yeah, please please learn iterator. Don't learn it the hard way that the way that I did. So I keep telling my friends, yeah, you please, and that's not the. I mean, on my daily job, I'm also I actually coding Python and coding React every day for a bank in Canada. But I mean I've been coding for almost 2 years now, but I've never used iterator honestly, so it was really bad.
That is actually
uh,
very strange because iterator is very common in Python. I mean, if you have to, uh, so when you say iterator, you do you actually mean something like this, like what I did over here in line number 17?
line number 17.
I have
Mm,
highlighted that.
no, this no. Iterator is exactly iterator. Is
Oh,
this, and then you
that is
can wrap it up in.
outdated.
No, it's pretty current. I'm pretty sure it's current.
No, no, this is outdated. In Python 3, this is outdated. Nobody uses this.
Well, I I fucking get asked that question. I hate it so much. Yeah, so that guy asked me to code up like a object. I was the definition is like this init,
Yeah.
and then there you go, and then you code up, and this is your iterator.
Basically, what he was asking was to create a linked list kind of thing. And whenever you have a
That's
new
ex
operator, it will just keep on going to the next
that
thing because
that's
iterator cannot
exactly
go back.
yeah, that's exactly what I said. Linked list. He didn't like it. He said iterator, not linked list.
That is bullshit. I mean,
I was like,
iter,
oh,
if you see the actual code for the iterator, that is actually linked list.
I that's exactly what I said, man. I said English. I said no, I don't want English. I was like, oh man, this is bad. And yeah, so that's my story, and well, funny story with tear on my eyes when I'm telling the story all the time. And
So even I
that's
had a Google interview like 4 or 5 months ago. I
how
cleared
did it
my
go?
first round telephonic interview, it was geometry based problem, which I was able to solve it pretty quick. And there was
What problem was it again?
geometry, like
Geometry. Okay.
yeah, you are given like there's a stream of coordinates, you are getting it, and you have to find out how many squares are there until now.
Is it a legal problem?
No,
Okay. So you have never seen before. I think that one is that bad? It's not too bad, right?
no, but I was lucky that I got the efficient solution in one go. I was very, very lucky. I mean, if I think about that particular solution right now, I mean, think about that question right now, it is very difficult to come up with that particular answer. I was lucky in that particular thing. But after that, like there was set of on-sites, and total five on-sites, and one of them was machine learning, which I will not discuss right now. But and the next one was googliness, and there were three coding rounds. And out of these three coding rounds, one coding round was mostly inclined toward object oriented programming. So
Yeah. Yeah.
he gave me some problem, but I have to solve it in a oops way. And yeah,
In what
so
way?
oops means object oriented programming.
Oh, okay. Okay, right.
So the problem was a little difficult, and it was a little hard to grasp because there was his accent was too hard for me to understand what he's saying. So half of the time was already gone trying to understand the question. But the second half I was able to understand the question, but couldn't able to solve the most optimal solution. But the other two coding round were super breeze. I was able to solve all the questions like efficiently. But machine learning round was very difficult. The guy who took my interview was the professor of ETH Zurich, and he was
Oh man.
and he was asking like super difficult statistics problem. So he asked me in total seven questions. I was able to answer only four, and three questions like I couldn't understand the question itself. And googliness was very easy, and that's it. So they said like they cannot continue with the candidacy. So I was rejected based on couple of interviews. But they
do you
said they will contact me after 9 months or so.
so you went for machine learning engineer, I suppose, then?
Yes, yes.
Oh, so machine learning engineer, they have to ask. They also ask you. I think mostly the
It doesn't matter.
statistics,
It
right?
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you are web developer or machine learning engineer or backend engineer or security. Doesn't matter. You have to pass all the coding rounds. There
Nico.
will be one
Yeah,
round
Nico.
which is specific to your domain, web related or something like that. But that particular uh, interview is also inclined toward the coding.
Yeah. I heard. Yeah. Nico is a must, and then and then they will spice things up, and they give you machine learning, give you Googleness, and
Yeah,
yeah. I think machine learning maybe it asks you like probabilities, also some
yeah, probability.
statistical.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
probability.
Okay. Yeah. That would be not like a lot of all of the like a brain teaser those things.
Yeah, and actually it was not brain teaser, but he was trying to ask me like to optimize a particular problem using probability. And the solution which I gave was brute force. And he didn't like the idea how I was going through, because there were too many variables in the recursion already, so I didn't go for the dynamic programming. But he said you shouldn't use so much of variables, it could be reduced. I said, okay, I'm done.
Why the guy just does not stay in school and teach? Oh man,
He's actually
you
uh,
you are
he's
quite brave.
actually like principal scientist in Google and also a professor at ETS Zurich.
Sorry to hear that, but at least you get to try to talk to the guy.
Yeah, and
So
I
are you?
also sat in Amazon, but it was like last November, and at that time I just started doing lead coding, so I wasn't so much prepared, and I wasn't able to do it properly. So I was rejected over there also, but I was able to get multiple offers from startups. So I'm actually from India, but I moved to Germany after for doing my masters, and after that I worked in two startup in Germany. Then I moved to Canada. Right now I'm in Toronto and Deloitte. So yeah, I mean work is good over here. I mean in the sense like it's a consultancy based company, but my particular work is little bit more like a startup thing. I mean you have to build model from scratch and stuff. So better, but I'm looking for another opportunity. So I was trying to do Pramp and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you are quite close to me. I mean, you are basically my neighbor. I basically working for Scotiabank. I had a two offers. One is from Deloitte, another one from Scotiabank, and I went with Scotiabank.
Okay.
And but Scotiabank is still not Google. It's not Facebook, right?
Yeah, right,
So
right.
actually, I'm not from CS background. I actually from statistics, and also actuary. So I don't I know exactly what you're getting at when you ask about machine learning, but which I don't want to get into. uh, yeah, so I don't actually my I actually have experience with Amazon as well. I almost get into their on site, but uh, it's kind of strange to me because um, right before my on site they hire somebody already. I was told that they hire somebody in the team AWS.
So the
So I was like,
company, the FANG company, they refer it to as FANG. So it doesn't matter. Like when they see for the people, they just get people to put it in a pool, and then you choose your project yourself, something like that. It is not project specific or any role specific. So let's suppose Google, the position which I was getting interviewed for, they happen to hire like around 10 to 20 people. It's not like, so whenever you see a role in LinkedIn, like they are seeking for software engineering, it's not for one person. They are looking for multiple people. And when you get inside the company by clearing the interviews, then you have option to choose your own project and stuff. So but it is very different from how startups or small companies work. Like they have a very specific set of role and thing, and they are looking for uh, e- uh, they are looking for specific number of people. So yeah, it is very different. So it doesn't matter like how many people they are hiring. They have a lot of budget, and if you are good enough, they will hire you even if they do not have position.
so you I have never talked to people who work with startup before, and but you work in two startups, right? But now you still want to go back to the big FANG. I've heard people from actually from YouTube saying that they are going in a different direction from FANG to startup because startup can like make a lot of money. It's overnight, right? That's what I heard. When they go IPO, right? So
Because of the stocks.
yeah, exactly. So how do you feel about working in startup? I mean, yeah.
uh, Actually the problem with startup is like it depends on what is your age. When you reach very close to 30, that amount of pressure is too much. It's actually too much. I mean, you need to have a work life balance, which is very difficult to get in startups. But if you are early in your early 20s, then it's fine. You will get to learn things. And I mean, uh, if you do not mind, what is your age?
I'm exactly 30 actually, so I don't
Okay,
know.
yeah. So when people reach 30, then they feel like, okay, I mean, your body starts telling you, okay, this is too much work. I mean, you are intelligent, you are experienced person, but you will not be able to work like a early 20s people. You understand?
Yeah, my body is telling me I'm working too much every day.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
that?
That is the problem, and that is the reason why most of the startup
I'm just
companies try
kidding.
to
I'm just kidding.
most of the startup people try to hire the younger people.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm just being lazy actually. So I'm not good for.
No, I've asked many people. Like, I am 31 as of now. I have total 7 years, sorry, 6 years of experience, and
Wow.
I I can understand. Like, even if I'm trying to work more, I can feel it. Like, I cannot do. I mean, I understand like what needs to be done and how much effort is required. It's not like I'm not capable enough to do it, but so much of pressure at this age is too much.
I know, I know. Actually, and seriously, and we have to also take care of family.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, kids and also wife and also parents. So they consume time as well. So
Yes.
obviously they're more important than us working for any company actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and when you reach when you have this kind of experience, then you realize that your company doesn't love you.
no, but no company loves me.
I mean, you are easily replaceable even if you are Einstein.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I hear.
it's
Yeah, I
not
agree.
worth enough to invest too much of time, too much of mental harassment. It's not worth it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly the bigger company I'm work for, like Scotiabank, like huge, like $1 billion asset. Like, I mean, but you're there. I mean, if you're not there, it's still running the bank. It's not gonna fall over, right?
Everything has a positive and negative point. The problem with big companies is you have to understand the process, and you have to adhere to that process, because somebody
Yeah,
has created that particular process, and you have, even if you do are not liking it, you have to accept that thing. But in startup you have that kind of freedom. You can do anything what you want.
yeah. Because yeah, basically, in a way, you are your own boss because basically you're in charge.
Right. And it's when startup people say this particular module, you are in charge of that particular module, stay out of that. Because when they say that this is your responsibility, so whenever things go wrong, or it goes, server goes down because of that particular model, your life will become hell.
Oh my goodness, that's scary. Because you're the only guy who's responsible for that particular thing.
Yeah, but when you are early in your early 20s, then I would say definitely go for a startup, because you will learn a lot.
But in terms of like an interview process, I heard that startup like even harder for interview process than like let's say
Yeah, they
big
are.
company.
Some of the startups are very picky, but very few. I mean, if you try to generalize it, then I won't say that they will ask you like difficult than lead code medium, but some of them are pretty difficult. Like, I don't know whether I should say Robin Hood as a startup or big company, but cracking Robin Hood is very difficult, damn
That's a
difficult.
big Robin Hood. It's pretty big, I think.
Yeah, even Netflix is a big company right now, but cracking that also is very difficult.
Yeah,
It pays
Netflix.
a
I
lot.
heard that
It pays a
they
lot,
don't they don't. Yeah, they
but
pay a lot. Exactly.
there is a caveat. The thing is, you have to be on your foot all the time.
What do you mean on your foot?
I mean, you have to be attentive and be productive all the time.
So
There
you
is
are
no
given a
work life
massive
balance.
amount of so you are given like a massive amount of workload, basically. You are saying.
Yes, yes.
But
And they do
I
not
think
hire. They do not hire any freshers.
yeah, exactly. I heard that's exactly what I heard. And well, but they pay really well though. They pay like a quarter million, a half of $1 million though. For because everybody's senior over there. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, right, on the same level. But if you ask me right now to whether I will apply for Netflix, it doesn't matter. I mean, I like money, but I will not apply for Netflix. I mean, this is my personal
So
choice.
do you have because it's too busy, right?
Yeah, I do not want. I want company like Google. Google is fine with me. Even I haven't applied for Amazon. My wife worked at Amazon, and she works like crazy. She takes leaves to complete her job. It's so pathetic.
Wow. Do you have any interview lining up?
Yeah, there's one startup. It's near Pittsburgh, USA. Uh, I don't know what kind of question they will ask, so I was just trying the lead code stuff, like recalling. I have already done like 500 lead code problems, but the last problem which I did was like 4 months ago. So I'm just trying to recall stuff.
Wow, 500. That's very impressive. That's
Yeah,
really
at
great.
that time it was like I was super into that. But right now I'm thinking like, okay, I need to do some recalling because I'm getting a little rusty in the coding. So, I mean, my interview is on Monday. So maybe Saturday and Sunday, I will just look into all the
Best of
approaches.
luck.
Yeah, thanks.
One last question before I let you go. How do you look at Facebook? Because I'm hearing a lot of polar experience between like there are two extreme about Facebook. What's your
The thing
opinion?
is, the kind of work which you will get at Facebook is very good. I mean, it is. I don't think so that you can get that kind of work anywhere else. I mean, they are solving problem like you will be getting problem which directly affects millions of people. So you will learn a lot, but their work-life balance is pretty hectic. I mean, I know couple of people in my connection, they left Facebook because of this thing. One of the
Because
person
working too much
was,
work.
I mean, at least like 11 hours a day you have to invest.
Wow, 11 hours.
Yeah. One guy was a software engineer and another one was UI developer. UI in the sense
Front
UX,
end.
UI UX developer.
Yeah, it's like a front end design.
No, it's not like that. It is not related to web. It's UX
Oh, okay.
research or something like that. So you have
Okay.
to
You
ask people uh, about
yeah
the user interfaces, how this is interacting, how users are interacting to the user interfaces, and research regarding that, and story building and stuff like that. So not only software engineering, all the channels, all the horizontals over there are super difficult, I would say.
all the channels. What do you mean all the channels?
I mean, all the departments like engineering department or management department, all the thing. I mean, I have heard from them. I don't know about anything personally myself, but yeah, I couple of times I've read in lead code also, like the work life is very tedious, but Google is very chill. If you get next opportunity, just grab it. Google is
Hopefully
like
they will hire me.
yeah, they pay well, and their work life balance is pretty chill.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I will apply to them again in 1 year.
Yeah, even I will apply after like 6 months or so. Right now,
Okay.
I'm just trying to move. Yes, what are you saying?
I'm gonna exchange to you my LinkedIn. So yeah,
Sure,
if you want, you can connect with me. Uh,
sure.
yeah. What were you saying?
So I was just saying like I'm looking for opportunity in USA right now because uh, my wife is there, so I have to move there.
Oh, your wife is in US.
Yeah,
Okay. Wow. So okay. Wow. So how do you maintain the relationship then? It's two different countries.
yeah, it is difficult. That is the reason why I want to move there.
Yeah, my wife is just upstairs, so it's just oh.
Okay,
I,
nice.
I I see your pain though. Oh,
So you did your
yeah, that's
master's or PhD? Oh, yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm doing my master in Texas actually in computer science. I'm still doing it right now. Actually, I'm just in my first year. It's online master's degree in machine learning.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not fun actually. I didn't enjoy it, but everybody has a master's degree, so I have no choice. And
You don't have to do a master degree. It's
well,
fine.
I don't have a CS background. I want to like laundry my
Doesn't
background
matter.
to be like
It
more
doesn't matter.
CS. Yes, yes, like
Just do couple of boot camps and you already know how to code. It's fine. You do not need master degree. I mean, if you are
yeah,
into the full stack web developer thing, I'm telling you, like nothing which you will be taught in master degree will be useful. Nothing. I mean,
exactly.
until and unless you are into core into like core development of kernels or developing some core libraries of the web, which I suppose not many people do. If you are just trying
Yeah,
to work in Node.js or JavaScript or something like that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They won't teach you in masters this kind of thing. Master is
exactly.
basically is the platform to train you for your PhD.
Yeah, but my wife is forcing me to do it because she's doing it and then she wants me to do it. So I'm kind of no choice. Otherwise, she would like slap me in the face. Actually,
But it is costly, right?
very costly. I don't think it's worth the money. It's like basically I'm burning money every day. Jesus, it's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
I, I would I would say just go to the e-course of the Stanford and just do CS 50 thing. That is more than enough.
Oh, you mean getting a certificate?
You do not even have to get the certificate. Just learn from
Oh, just
whatever they
learn it
are
like Coursera.
teaching. Yeah, what they are teaching in CS 50. It's a Stanford course CS 50.
See, okay, I'm gonna write it down on a piece of paper. CS50.
Yeah, that is more than enough.
Cool. I'm gonna go browse it.
Okay, then
I
where do you
I'm
exactly
not. What was that?
where exactly do you live right now?
I'm actually in Alberta, but I'm
Alberta.
reporting to Scotiabank. Yeah, I'm reporting to Scotiabank in Toronto. So I'm basically working on Toronto's schedule. Actually, it
Okay.
doesn't really matter to me. I don't actually see you in at because yeah on LinkedIn
Yeah, I'm
you are
connecting.
in a blanket. Yeah, send me a request. Well, in the future, I mean, if you want to work with a funny guy like me, yes, shoot me a message, and then you know.
Sure. I have sent you a request in LinkedIn.
Okay, I haven't got it.
You didn't got it?
Yeah. It says embedded software engineer at Deloitte, but I didn't see the name.
Okay, it is showing pending.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, I'm seeing it right now. Okay, yeah, perfect. Thank you for connecting with me,
Yeah, no issues.
and best of luck to your interview on Monday.
Thank you so much.
See you next
See
time.
ya. Bye bye.